18th century India is characterized by decline of Mughals and also rise and fall of Marathas. The story can be traced back to 1707. We all know that Shivaji died in 1680 and he left his two sons, Shambhaji and Rajaram, to continue the banner of revolt. Shambhaji was captured in 1689 and executed. His son Shahu and his wife, they were imprisoned in Agra. Meanwhile, Rajaram, he shall carry out the banner of revolt from 1689 till 1700. And after his death in 1700, his wife Tarabai, she will provide leadership to the Maratha Sardars and would continue the rebellion against the Mughals. Meanwhile, Shambhaji's son Shahu, who had been imprisoned by Aurangzeb, he was kept well in Agra. Aurangzeb respectfully gave a high mansab to Shahu of about 7,000 zat. He had Shahu married to prominent Maratha families. And after Aurangzeb died, Bahadur Shah, Aurangzeb's successor, released Shahu from prison. And releasing Shahu from prison delivered the desired effect for the Mughals. Because after Shahu was released from the prison in 1708, there was a civil war in Maratha Swaraj between Tarabai and Shahu. Tarabai declared Shahu impostor. She claimed that Shahu cannot be the successor to the Maratha Swaraj. So all the Maratha Sardars, they found themselves divided. The entire Maratha Swaraj got divided between Satara and Kolhapur. Satara being the house of Shahu and Kolhapur being the house of Tarabai. At this point of time, in 1708, Shahu enlisted the services of a brilliant statesman, Balaji Vishwanath. Balaji Vishwanath was a banker and he decided to support the cause of Shahu. Tarabai had a very prominent Senapati called Dhanaji Jadhav. Shahu, via his diplomacy, was able to bring Dhanaji Jadhav to Shahu's side. The moment Dhanaji Jadhav deflected to Shahu, followed by the Siddhis of Janjira, Angriyas of Kolaba. So enlisting support of all these prominent Sardars and faction, Balaji Vishwanath was able to give a diplomatic win to Shahu. So by 1708, Shahu gained the upper hand against Tarabai. And this was all due to the efforts of Balaji Vishwanath. Dhanaji Jadhav, he died in 1708. And after his death, Chandrasen Jadhav, he was more inclined towards Tarabai. So after his death, Shahu suspected Chandrasen Jadhav to side with Tarabai. And therefore, in 1708, in order to balance or neutralize Chandrasen Jadhav, Shahu had made Balaji Vishwanath Sena Karte. Sena Karte is equivalent to Senapati. And what was feared happened in 1712. Chandrasen Jadhav deflected to Tarabai, and in 1713 a war was fought between Shahu and Tarabai. And in this war, Balaji Vishwanath was able to give a convincing win to Shahu. So in 1713, Shahu was able to have a significant victory over the Tarabai group. So we see that Balaji Vishwanath emerged as a prominent figure in the Maratha politics. And in 1713, Balaji Vishwanath was made the Peshwa. Peshwa is equivalent to the Wazir. So on the lines of Mughal administration, on the lines of the previous ruled Bahmani state system, Balaji Vishwanath was able to give a sound administrative structure to the Maratha territory. Balaji Vishwanath had been a banker and an accountant, and he had a very good understanding of banking and finance. Therefore, he was able to reorganize the Maratha territories under Shahu efficiently. One of the greatest achievements of Balaji Vishwanath was to enlist the support of Sayyid brothers. In 1708, although Shahu, he had returned to the Maratha camp, but still in 1708, his mother was still imprisoned in Agra, and he wanted to have her released. Therefore, Balaji Vishwanath at this point of time decided to open diplomatic channels with Sayyid brothers. We all remember 1713 till 1719, Mughal Empire was under Emperor Farooq Siyar, and Farooq Siyar was made emperor because of Sayyid brothers. Sayyid brothers were Hindustani Muslims. There were two brothers, Abdullah Khan and Hussain Ali. So the Peshwa, he entered into diplomatic contacts with Hussain Ali, and in 1719, he helped Hussain Ali in deposing of Farooq Siyar. And in return, Hussain Ali gave a sanad to the Peshwa. So as per the 1719 sanad that was issued, henceforth the entire Swaraj of the Marathas was to be under Shahu. So as per the sanad of 1719, which is called as the Magna Carta of the Maratha kingdom or the Maratha territory, Maratha Swaraj, the Mughal emperor for the first time recognized Shahu as the ruler of the Swaraj, not Tarabai. Shahu was entitled to collect Chauth and Sardeshmukhi from Khandesh, Gujarat, and the entire adjoining area of the Deccan. Shahu was supposed to send an annual tribute of about 10 lakh rupee. Shahu was supposed to station forces for the Mughal emperor. And as per the 1719 Sanad, Shahu's mother was also released from Agra. So the 1719 Sanad was a major achievement for Shahu. As gratitude, when Balaji Vishwanath died in 1719, Shahu made Bajirao I, his son, the Peshwa. So in 1719, Bajirao I became the Peshwa. From 1707 or more effectively from 1708 till 1719, we have Balaji Vishwanath emerging as a prominent personality in Maratha politics, becoming we have to remember, 1708 he became the Sena Karte, 1713 he became the Peshwa, and the greatest achievement of Balaji Vishwanath was enlisting Sanad from the Mughal emperor in 1719. 1719 till 1740, Bajirao I succeeded Balaji Vishwanath becoming the Peshwa. Bajirao I was very young, ambitious, and one of the finest generals in Indian history. He was merely 19-year-old, and he impressed upon Shahu when he stated that this withering tree of the Mughals must be struck right at its trunk. He coined the theory Hindu Padashahi. He wanted the Maratha Empire from Cuttack to Attock, from Cuttack in Odisha till Attock in Peshawar. He mastered the art of guerrilla warfare, guerrilla tactics. And during his time period, we will see Maratha Empire expanding beyond its own Swarajya territory. So you have to always remember, Balaji Vishwanath is known for establishing the Maratha Swarajya, especially via Sanad, and Bajirao I is known for expanding the Maratha Empire beyond the Swarajya. So during the time period of Bajirao I, we see after Bajirao I became the Peshwa, we all know that the Marathas had a great enemy. The Marathas, they always had a major enemy in the form of Hyderabad, the Nizam, right? The Nizam in 1724, he had founded autonomous state of Hyderabad. Now Nizam knew it very well that Bidar, Bijapur, Berar, these were the bone of contention between the Marathas and Nizam. Nizam always considered himself, or Nizam always wanted Deccan to be brought under his control. But we all know that the Sanad of 1719 had made the Marathas the ruler of Deccan. We can say that they had given the authority to the Marathas to collect Chauth and Sardeshmukhi. So the Nizam at this point of time decided to support the claims of Tarabai against Shahu. So we see Shahu and Tarabai camps. These were exploited by Nizam. And Bajirao I at this point of time in 1728 defeated Nizam in the Battle of Palkhed. So in the Battle of Palkhed, Nizam was defeated. And after this battle, a treaty was signed, and this is known as the Treaty of Munji Shivgaon. It's a place. As per the Treaty of Munji Shivgaon, now Nizam recognized Shahu as the ruler of Swaraj. So the Sanad, which had recognized Shahu as the ruler of Swaraj, now was also recognized by Nizam. He gave up the claims of Tarabai. And in order to further do away with the danger posed by Tarabai, Bajirao I, he will sign Treaty of Varna. So as per the Treaty of Varna, 1731, the Kolhapur house of Tarabai, it gave up all claims of Swaraj. So you have to remember 1719 Sanad followed by Treaty of Munji Shivgaon and Treaty of Varna. Both of them, one is in 1728, other is in 1731. So all these three together, they strengthened the position of Shahu. So Shahu was now the undisputed king of the Swaraj. after this, in 1731, we will see under the leadership of Bajirao I, the Marathas, they will aim at expanding their territories northwards after 1731. Now, one of the most prominent characteristic feature of Maratha politics was the confederacy. So we had various Maratha Sardars. For example, we had the Bhosles, Dabhades, Gaekwads. These three, they were the old factions, old Sardars. They all traced their history to the time period of Shivaji. Compared to them, we had the Holkars, we had the Sindhias. These were the new Sardars. Now these were brought to prominence under the Peshwa. The old Sardars never recognized Peshwa to be their leader, so they considered themselves equal to Peshwa. But the new Sardars, they were always ready to recognize Peshwa as their leader. After 1731, various Maratha Sardars, under the leadership of Peshwa, they started expanding their territory, expanding their domain. So after the decline of Dabhades, the Gaekwads emerged as the Gaekwads of Baroda. We see Bajirao I, he raided the entire territory of Malwa. He was able to subjugate the Rajputs. In fact, Savai Jai Singh too was a good friend of Bajirao I. And subjugating the Malwas, we also see that Bajirao I extended his territory or extended his rule up till Bundelkhand also. Bundelkhand ruler Chhatarsal, he was terrorized by Muhammad Khan Bangash. And therefore, Bajirao I, he came to the help of Chhatarsal, defeated Muhammad Khan Bangash, and in return, Chhatarsal gave certain territories of Bundelkhand to Bajirao I, to the Marathas. In 1737, Sadat Khan, when he revulsed the attempts made by the Holkars towards Delhi, we will see 1737, Bajirao I also raided the peripheral areas of Delhi. And on his return back, when the Nizam tried to counter Bajirao I for terrorizing Delhi, in 1737, the Nizam was himself defeated in 1737 near Bhopal. Therefore, during the time period of Bajirao I, there was a expansion of Maratha territory as well as emergence of new Sardars. Bajirao I died very young. In 1739, he became sick, and by 1740, he died. All through his 20 years of time period, Bajirao I fought, and fought. One of his major drawbacks was he never found the time to reorganize the administration of such a vast territory that he had conquered. But this task would be done by his son, Balaji Bajirao. In fact, he was known as Nana Sahib. He ruled from 1741 till 1761. Balaji Bajirao was a Peshwa during whose time period the Maratha Empire it reached its zenith. Nana Sahib, Balaji Bajirao, he brought about significant reforms in the internal functioning of the Marathas as well as external sphere and projection of Marathas as the successors to the Mughals. If Balaji Vishwanath led to the establishment of Maratha Empire, Maratha Swarajya, Bajirao I led to the expansion, Balaji Bajirao led to consolidation of the Maratha Empire. In 1740, Shahu, he made Balaji Bajirao the Peshwa. Balaji Bajirao, right at his onset, he reorganized the entire administration. So Pune Hazur Daftar was made the epicenter, the core of the Maratha administration. He brought about significant reforms in the army as well. The traditional guerrilla warfare tactics, they were replaced by frontal army attacks. A full-fledged cavalry, artillery, sometimes trained on European lines. It was a huge establishment was brought into existence. And when in 1749 Shahu died, then Shahu nominated Tarabai's son Ram Raja as his successor. When Balaji Bajirao realized that Ram Raja was not the real son of Tarabai, he signed the Sangola Agreement. Sangola Agreement was signed in 1750. Under the Sangola Agreement, the house of Satara or the Maratha ruler, he was confined to the Satara region. And after Sangola Agreement, the Peshwa became the de jure ruler of the entire Maratha Empire. Or to put it like this, if Balaji Vishwanath made the Peshwa the de facto ruler of the Maratha Empire, Sangola Agreement made Marathas the de jure ruler of the Maratha Empire. After Sangola Agreement, with Nana Sahib as their leader, almost all the Maratha Sardars, they started expanding their territories. In fact, the entire India witnessed rise of prominent Maratha Sardars and their expansion. So we had the Bhosles of Nagpur bringing Berar region under their control. The Bhosles, they raided Odisha time and again. So we had the Bhosles of Nagpur raiding Odisha, because I told you Cuttack was supposed to be in Odisha, and we already know in 1740 Ali Vardi Khan had become the Nawab of Bengal. So Ali Vardi Khan had to constantly face the invasions of the Bhosle Raja, Raghuji Bhosle, and therefore the Ali Vardi Khan would be signing the treaty in 1751, whereby he would hand over Odisha to the Marathas. He would be paying Chauth. Not only was Odisha brought under control, but we will see the Bhosles of Nagpur attacking Carnatic as well. So we will have the Bhosles of Nagpur attacking the Carnatic, killing Dost Ali, the Nawab of Carnatic, and imprisoning his son-in-law Chanda Sahib, bringing him to Pune. We will see which was a major reason for Second Carnatic War as well. Now this was a typical characteristic feature of 18th century, and this is known as Fitna warfare. So the Bhosles of Nagpur, They were able to raid the territories of Bengal and also Carnatic. The Peshwa from Pune, they terrorized the Nizam, and they further brought the territory of Bidar under their control. In the Malwa region, the Rajputs were defeated, subjugated, and the Holkars of Indore, they established their authority, most prominent being Malhar Rao Holkar. The Sindhiyas, they established their authority in Gwalior. Ranoji Sindhia becoming a prominent leader, prominent Sardar. I have already discussed in Gujarat, the Gaekwads, they had emerged as prominent houses. So all of them, they were under the leadership of the Peshwa of Pune. So what we see is there was a vast territory, in fact the entire central India, entire North India, where the Marathas, they had asserted their suzerainty. In fact, the Nawab of Awadh, who ruled as far as Allahabad, at one point of time, he thought of entering into a arrangement, cooperation with the Marathas, because after 1748, we have discussed that there were Afghan raids. So while the Afghans under Ahmad Shah Abdali, they were raiding Delhi, we will see under Balaji Bajirao, Nana Sahib, the Marathas, they were emerging as imperial powers. They were bringing the entire region under their control. In 1754, a major development occurred in Delhi. Now in Delhi, Safdarjung, who was the Nawab of Awadh, he was the Wazir. We have already discussed. Safdarjung was made the Wazir in 1748. Henceforth, the house of Allahabad, the Nishapuri house of Awadh, it was known as Nawab Wazir. So the Nawab Wazir Safdarjung, he came into conflict with Imadul Mulk, who will be the Wazir. And in 1754, with the help of Marathas, Imadul Mulk will be successfully able to throw off Safdarjung and would become the Wazir. So when Imadul Mulk became the Wazir with the help of Marathas, Safdarjung, he resented Maratha interference in Delhi. In 1757, we had the Afghans occupying the entire Punjab and also Delhi area. Now, Ahmad Shah Abdali, he made his son Taimur Shah the governor of Lahore and Multan, that is the Punjab region. He got Taimur Shah married to daughter of Alamgir II, and ousting Imadul Mulk, throwing him out, Ahmad Shah Abdali installed Najib-ud-Dawla. We have already discussed Najib-ud-Dawla as his regent. He was a Rohilla. He was also Afghan. So with Najib-ud-Dawla made the regent and Imadul-Dawla ousted, it was a major challenge to the Marathas. And therefore, Imadul-Dawla, he called the Marathas. The Marathas under Sadashiv Rao Bhau, Malhar Rao Holkar, they all decided to restore Imadul Mulk back to Delhi. The Marathas, they ousted Najib-ud-Dawla, threw him out, installed Imadul Mulk to Delhi. Not only this, the Marathas also occupied Punjab and they threw away Temur Shah, son of Ahmad Shah Abdali. The stage was set for 1751 Battle of Panipat. So when we talk about Balaji Bajirao, we see Samgola Agreement, expansion of Maratha territory, consolidation of Maratha Empire, also laying down of administration, and the Battle of Panipat. (1761). The Battle of Panipat witnessed complete defeat of the Marathas. One of the major reasons being the Marathas alienated the Rajputs, the Jats, they left the Maratha camp, the Awadh supported the Afghans. So by 14th January 1761, the Maratha army, it is said, they almost fought empty stomach. The entire Maratha camp witnessed no provision of food and supplies. And such was the debacle that about 50,000 men, they lost their lives. Not a single home was left in the Maratha territory which had not lost one person in that battlefield. Nana Fadnavis, with a lot of difficulty, managed to save his life. Malhar Rao Holkar was crippled all his life. So this Battle of Panipat was a major tragedy that struck the Maratha camp. And within few weeks, Balaji Bajirao died from the shock of the defeat of Battle of Panipat. When Balaji Bajirao died, he was succeeded by his son Madhav Rao. Madhav Rao ruled from 1761 till 1772. He was very young, about 17 years old. But when he was made the Peshwa, he revived the Maratha fortunes. He was supported by Nana Fadnavis, and we see Madhav Rao, he not only revived the fortunes of Pune, but in 1761, after the Battle of Panipat, after the setback of the Battle of Panipat, we had Hyder Ali of Mysore asserting himself. What had happened was, there was a Vodayar kingdom which ruled Mysore, and Vodayar kingdom was under Nanjaraj and Devaraj. They were the Dalwais, and their commander-in-chief was Hyder Ali. Hyder Ali had raised to prominence. He had established modern arsenal factory in Dindigul. And in 71, learning about the debacle of the Marathas, Hyder Ali asserted himself. He deposed of the corrupt Dalwais. And when he asserted itself, he also annexed some of the territories which belonged to the Marathas. Madhav Rao, when he became the Peshwa, he raided the territories. He terrorized Hyder Ali in the south. He terrorized the Nizam. He resubjugated the Rajputs. He resubjugated the Jats. He also made attacks on the Awadh. And it was during this time period that again the Marathas rejuvenated, and in 1772, Mahadaji Scindia, son of Ranoji Scindia, he would be asserting himself, and he will bring the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II to Delhi under his protection. So it will be under Mahadaji Scindia that Shah Alam II would be brought back to Delhi under Maratha protection. So effectively, when we consider Madhav Rao, we see that there was a revival of Maratha power. And we see during his time period, we had Mahadaji Scindia bringing Mughal emperor under protection. However, in 1772, Madhav Rao died of consumption, and he was succeeded by his brother Narayan Rao. Narayan Rao, when he became the Peshwa, it was not to the liking of Madhav Rao's uncle Raghunath Rao. Raghunath Rao was brother of Balaji Baji Rao, and Raghunath Rao wanted to become Peshwa after 1761. However, Nana Fadnavis, he had intervened and made Madhav Rao the Peshwa, and after Madhav Rao died, again when Raghunath Rao wanted to become the Peshwa, Nana Fadnavis was able to impress upon the council to make Narayan Rao as the Peshwa. Raghunath Rao at this point of time felt bitterness, and he was accused of having Narayan Rao murdered in 1773. The legend has it that Raghunath Rao and Anandi Ben, both of them conspired to get rid of Narayan Rao. And in fact, for this murder, Raghunath Rao was also put on trial by the Barabhai Council. Barabhai Council is the 12 members with Nana Fadnavis as the head. In 1773, Barabhai Council headed by Nana Fadnavis, it made Madhav Narayan Rao also known as Madhav Rao II as the next Peshwa under the Barabhai, and Madhav Narayan, that is Madhav Rao II, he ruled from 1773 till 1795, and during his time period we will see that there was the First Anglo-Maratha War. The First Anglo-Maratha War from 1775 up till 1782, that is the Treaty of Salbai. We will study the First Anglo-Maratha War in great detail. We will study various aspects associated with it. The Treaty of Surat, Treaty of Vadgaon, and how the Treaty of Salbai gave a 20-year peace to the Marathas, and what was the role of Raghunath Rao. In 1795, Madhav Rao, he will commit suicide due to high-handedness of Nana Fadnavis, and ultimately we will be having the last Peshwa, Bajirao II, from 1795 up till 1818, during whose time period the Marathas, they would fight the Second Anglo-Maratha War, and the Third Anglo-Maratha War. We will study all the three Anglo-Maratha wars in great detail in the expansion and consolidation of British rule, which would be the next lecture. Thank you.